Next, it's time for the main message by President Lee Ki-sung. Let's welcome him up with a big round of applause.
안녕하세요.
Hello, everyone.
334회
I would like to congratulate everyone who came to 1334 천심원 Visual Devotion.
오늘도
Today,
전 세계에서
from around the world,
4천여 명이 함께
about 44,000 brothers and sisters are offering devotion and prayer in one heart.
우리가 함께 소리쳐 기도할수록
The more we shout out together to offer prayer, heaven will
할 수가 있습니다.
bring more strength to us and work through us more.
수련생들이
And these spiritual workshop trainees,
어제보다 좀 많아졌습니다.
we have more numbers today compared to yesterday. Today, total number
2명.
is
저 조금 있으면 500명
482. Soon, we will exceed 500.
현재
Right now,
인원은
the people who have arrived,
8명.
we have 398 from Heavenly Korea.
인원이
The registered
200명입니다.
people are 227.
우리 천원특별교구에서 33명, 광주
From Cheonwon Special District, they have sent 33. Gwangju, Cheonnam, Jeju, they sent 30. From Yosu Church,
신청한 분들이 11명입니다.
they
단일 교회
30 members applied. So within one church, they have the most. Seoul, Northern Seoul, and Cheonsong Church,
6명입니다.
they sent 16.
그리고 경기 남부, 인천,
Gyeonggi,
북부 이런 순으로
Gyeonggi-do in Incheon,
되었고
they also register a lot of members.
한국보다 2명 작은
Heavenly Japan,
25명입니다.
they have 225, two less than Korea. Yesterday, Japanese trainees had more number, but today they have two less. The Minami Osaka had 17, Minami Tokyo
6명,
16,
기타 오사카
Kita Osaka 12, Saitama 12,
그리고 국제
and from international
26개 나라에서
members from 26 different countries, 30 brothers and sisters came.
되고 있고 이 가운데 UP 아카데미
Amongst them, UPA cadets,
또 오늘 접수
101,
해서
all of them registered,
하게 되었습니다.
and they're attending the workshop.
그들을 박수 한번
Let's give a big round of applause to our trainees.
네, 오늘도
Today,
천성왕님 궁전이
at Cheonsong Palace, this place is filled with brothers and sisters, and we're offering visual devotion. As we gather together in big numbers, and as we offer prayer devotion with loud voices, this truly is significant.
저녁에
Last night,
33회 천심원
in 1333 천심원 Vision Devotion,
기도하는 부용이 팀에게
from
아버님께서
our team who offered devotion, True Father sent this message.
여러분 아버님께서 살아서 역사하시는 것을 믿으십니까?
Do you believe in True Father who's living here with us?
오늘도 요코이 부국장께서
Today, our brother Yokoi mentioned this already. Even when we reached 400,
힘들었습니다.
it was really difficult to go beyond 10 number of attendees. So,
천성왕님 궁전이
in 1334 Cheonsong Palace, as I look at this room filled with brothers and sisters, this isn't done by human power. This is the work of True Father. This is work of Hyojin-nim, Hyunjin-nim. Such power allowed to gather all these people.
믿으신다면
And if you believe in this,
역사하시고
they will work through you right now. You will experience them working through you lively.
그래서는 주파수만 맞으면
So True Father told us that as long as you set the right frequency, He will work through you.
요코이
So
도시의 부국장
today
계시하신 말씀을 여러분
we heard
아십니까?
heaven's message from our brother
이번
Yokoi.
특별 수련회
If all the churches send
해서
at least one trainee to workshop,
신통이라는
and if this heated spirituality goes out to the churches, our future will be bright. And this is a resolution given by
메시지를 보면
heaven. But yesterday, True Father sent us a very important message.
지나갈 때는
When we are passing through such chaotic time,
터널은
the long dark tunnel, you must think as you're passing long dark tunnel.
알아야 하는
And sometimes you should understand
건강이 가장
that you might stay quiet. You know, mother's health is very important, and our Japanese brothers and sisters may be suffering a lot, but
사람들이야.
Koreans are the same too.
인정받지
Not-
못한 죄인 같은 입장의 통일교라고.
They are standing as the sinners in this world, in this nation.
왜 많은 사람이 함께 하겠어?
Why has spiritual workshop begun at this moment? Why have a lot of people came? Why did the spiritual world brought all these people?
7월까지 되고
The registration should extend to July,
진정
and since July,
놓아야 하니
we must
그렇다는
fight back the world with prayer. This is what's going on.
물이 덮쳐오는데
The fire
맞고만 있을
is about to cover the entire world. So are you going to just stand and watch? We must set greater fire in order to
때 슬퍼할 일 하나 없다.
catch all the fire. It's not the time to be sad. In this era,
모를 소리가
there are a lot of saying going around, whether it was
싶으면
it was given by human or animals,
예전
and people receive support from other people.
아니게 됐다는 거지.
We entered an era
목소리
where one's voice is, whether we think of one's voice as right or wrong, every voices can
돼 버렸다는 거야. 우린 여기서
can receive support. And now we enter an era where
추잡한 시대.
someone who has a higher voice can win. So
싸워야 할까?
how should we fight this world? How should we shout out our voices? How can we attend
우리라고
True Mother? We're no different. We should be able to shout out to the world. If other side is shouting at us,
죽지 말아야 하는 거야.
we should not fall back.
말하는 대로 듣고만
If you just listen without speaking anything,
우리는 더욱더
that's not what we're going to do. So with
세상 앞
louder and hopeful voices, we should go out to the world and shout. When sun rises,
위로 피어오르듯
just like how
우리의
sun rises through
희망차고
the mountains, our voices, our spirits must become the light of this world. What about sun? Sun is always
오르지 않는
rises on the same spot. We are the same. As we shout out with loud voices,
자리 잡은 기준점은
the standard that is set within our heart, which is to set our heavenly parent, the belief that we have,
완전히 내 안에 하나 되고
you must become one with Holy Mother Anu. And
우리는
by achieving one, we must go out to the world and shout out to the world
아무렇게나
our proud voices. Do not just shout out whatever you want. You must have resolve, right will, right heart, and right purpose.
몸에서 올라와야
And such voice should come out from our mouth, from our body. So as we listen to Spiritual Academy training singing, True Mother received more support and she can live longer.
어머니의 소원을
So we must fulfill her dream so that she can be with us longer.
형님들도 없는데
Even True Father is not here, Hyojin are not here, who will
어떻게 극복할 것인가?
overcome all the trials, the stormy
영계에 있는
trials that we're facing.
마음에 새기고
The True Father and Hyojin Hyungjinim are in the spiritual above. Always have them in your heart. And please always have the heart that on behalf of True Father, on behalf of Hyojin Hyungjinim, I will make my family happy. I will be the one who will bring
이 시간이 돼야
prosperity to our family. This should be the time where you resolve. Such an early time.
물려준 것 같아 많이 미안하다.
I'm very sorry that I had to give you a lot of responsibility, but we will not just stay at one point. No matter where you go, we will follow you.
해줄 만큼
And the more you remember us, the more you call us, we will work through you more and more. And absolutely, we will accomplish True Mother's will, True Mother's dream on this earth. So we also, at this time, we also resolve ourselves to become one with True Mother, to bring joy back to her. So all of us, not left even a single person, all of us should offer prayer of gratitude with tears. And I truly, truly hope that this spiritual workshop will become such workshop to offer a prayer of gratitude. Let's make this workshop. So in countryside, when all the members fight, usually the person with the louder voice wins, right? When you go to like a street shops, usually people with louder voice wins. You know, when you speak lie for 100 times, it may sound like truth. We see a lot of people who are talking lies. So we should step up and proudly speak the truth. And if we do that, heaven will support you so that our voices can become louder. So today, our Churchman devotion will become grace-filled devotion. We heard the song Thank You, and our sister Harada Yoshiko, I think she was raised very preciously as a 6,000 plus couple daughter, because her parents' faith was very good. She lived without any conflict with her family. You know, when parents live a faithful life, children do not have any conflicts. But if parents fight each other, and the sound of you fighting will shock your children, the more incident happen, it will stain children's soul, and eventually, if it gets severe, it could lead to children to commit suicide. So, if you think your children have problem, parents must repent. Parents must get rid of all the evil spirits, fallen natures, and you must offer Chunshima devotion in order to do that. So, our sister Harada Yoshiko has been raised well by her parents. Truly, truly, you must offer gratitude to your parents. You know, when our sister was thinking about her future, her mom suggested her to attend 40-day workshop. And because she already attended 40-day workshop before, that's why she was able to attend spiritual workshop, 13 spiritual workshop. And as she attended workshop, she received a lot of grace by putting all of her heart. And even after the workshop, she had a longing heart toward main headquarters of Churchman, and True Mother came into her dream for 3 times, and she was able to come back and attend third attendance workshop, and that allowed her to meet True Mother in person. Eventually, she applied for spiritual academy training and started doing activities. In order to establish a heavenly unified Korea, she resolved the heart that she would put his life for it. So, she joined volunteer corps for the mystery of heavenly America. And actually, we have 10 people listed who will be going to heavenly America. 20 are in Central and South America, 7 were sent to Africa, 10 were sent to Europe, and 10 more will go out to Heavenly America. You know, when we never pressured them to go out, they resolved themselves to go out, to walk the path of volunteering. Let us run endlessly. Hyojunim composed this song, The Spiritual World, to us. When you sing this song, you can resonate with Hyojunim's heart, and without you knowing yourself, you might be holding your fist tightly. So let us run endlessly, just looking forward. Let us walk with True Mother, the path that she's walking. And even if I'm not here, my heart will always reside within True Mother's heart.
하더라도
Even if you walk the path of sacrifice, even sacrificing your life, in order for you to be embedded with the true mother's heart, you must
되라고 이런
become fearless sons and fearless daughters. And
노준 마의 노점이
오영준 마이 노점이 couple
계시에
receive revelation from 효준님 for us. 아주.
우리 또 최은영 영성학
And today, Chae Young Spiritual Academy training, she only had a faith that's outwardly faith, and she wanted to go beyond that. And so she went to 40 spiritual workshop and she confessed herself. She went into state of zero, state of nothing. That's not easy to do. Even in your parents' words in 천성경, in order to walk the path of restoration, you must deny yourself. But our sister Chae Young, she confessed that she entered a state of zero, and that is truly blessing. If you have selfish heart, selfish mind will rise up, and you won't be able to let Heavenly Parent come into your heart. If you have like a sorrowful heart, resentful heart, unjust heart, even if you have such heart when you're just staying still, don't you have moment like that? When you're just staying there still, you think about all those negative events, a moment when you felt injustice, the moment when you felt discouraged, and such emotion will take control of your heart, and that wouldn't allow you to let Heavenly Parent to come to this heart. So we must let those emotions go away too. And only then Heavenly Parent will come down to you. And our sister Chae Young, she entered this state of zero. She was able to experience true mother's heart. So a place where the most grace-filled moment is the visual devotion, and even more is the moment when she offered 1 hour residence prayer. So she experienced Heavenly Parent's heart, and she couldn't even breathe. With such painful heart, she cried and cried. So all of you resembling her, our second gens are going into state. You must offer prayer. Please allow me to taste it at least a little. With desperate heart. If you're older, it's a lot harder for you to get into that state. The younger children can get into this easier. So our sister was able, you should be able to feel the happiness of restoration and resurrection. And our trainee felt the happiness of feeling the resurrection, and all of us must enter that state of happiness. And she after completing workshop, she couldn't leave. It took 3 days for her to leave. Our Paechungi Secretary General, when he came to the workshop, he attended a lot of work for the workshop. Have you ever done this? Have you ever had this feeling before? No, right? After 40-day workshop, you had a heart that, I'm going to go home tomorrow. Nobody has such heart of staying. Even myself, I never had a heart to stay. I was a witness director, and I came to Changpyeong summer and winter to hold this 40-day workshop. And whenever I'm done, I would go straight home. And I didn't even eat lunch here on the day of graduation. So on the end, during the graduation day, usually the cafeteria had a lot of leftovers, thinking, how can we get rid of this? So, but our sister Chae Young, she said she's going to leave, but she actually stayed for 3 days, and eventually she resolved to come as a spiritual academy trainees. So spiritual academy trainees did not begin like, after spiritual workshop trainings, during spiritual workshop, I will become spiritual academy trainee. It didn't start like that. After spiritual workshop, a lot of people stayed behind telling us, I will do volunteer service here. And more people started doing volunteer service, and we received revelation from True Father that I will become the professor of the spiritual academies here. So start spiritual academy. Even Hyojin and Hyungjanim and Demoni told us that we are the professors of spiritual academy. So this academy began with revelation. So if you just stay here as a spiritual academy training for a year or two, the people change, transform, their faces change, their skills change, their power of giving words, giving sermons changes. You saw our sisters sharing testimony. They didn't shake in nervousness. They were very bold. They were very strong. So if they go out to the society, to the world, they will succeed. Even if they do like small store, they will succeed. Even if they go to the pioneering area where they will become pioneering pastor, they will succeed. So once you reach that point, that point becomes a very important point where Heavenly Parent will guide them, will work through you. And it is great blessing that our brother Yokoi is working in Cheongpyeong. He received calling from heaven and he started working for Cheongpyeong. In 1996, in February, he met Hyungjanim, and since then, he came to training center and he did Chanang Yoksa very well. He is the God of Chanang Yoksa. That was his nickname. Whenever he comes up to the stage, everyone were clapping and everybody were filled with grace that if the Chanang Yoksa feels very short. And he is really good at lecture too. But as we heard his story, he had a lot of difficult moments in his life. As a training center is going from second stage of growth period to third stage of growth period, he had a lot of hardships, especially during the third stage of growth period. So if you're smart and if you're smarter, the path is a lot harder. So our pastor Yokoi, his IQ is 157. And I feel like in here, he's the only one who has the IQ of 157. He doesn't have a lot of books. For me, I have to pile up the books to read, but he doesn't have a lot of books. That means a lot of things are in his head. So the more you know, the more you have humanistic heart. So, for him, it was really difficult to attend vigil. I asked him to come to vigil, but he always made excuses. I have something, I cannot sit long time, so I cannot come. So he gave us a lot of excuses, but there was one moment where he would receive opportunity to leave this Cheongpyeong. Japan called him in some university that Japanese brother sister in some university needed him. So we thought, who would lead Cheongpyeong? Who would lead Chanang Yoksa? All of us were concerned, but I told him, please leave. I offer a prayer blessing. If you're not aligned vertically, heaven cannot work through you. So, he went to some university, but he made more accomplishments. And as he went there, he was able to reflect his problems, reflect himself, and that truly allowed him to change himself. And even during vacation, he sent a lot of some universities, not just during vacation, but during school time, he sent a lot of some university. And eventually, he was able to experience True Father, experience Heavenly Parent, talk to Heavenly Parent directly. Like I said, his title was God of Chanang Yoksa, but he did Chanang Yoksa very well. But at the moment when he was about to give Chanang Yoksa, when he came back, he had this heart where he cannot do it. He cannot stand up. And as a result, and as he had this church, the Father came to give him revelation. The work of Holy Spirit, the reason why we must attend vigil, all those things were given to him as a revelation, and he was able, the virtual father, he was able to enter a state where he can talk to Heavenly Parent, communicate with him directly. And now he came back to Changpyeong Training Center, and he has very important mission.
우리 1세에게는 해당이 안 되는 건데.
So usually first gen cannot attend spiritual workshop, but he asked me to attend spiritual workshop because he was telling me that he received revelation from heaven that he must attend spiritual workshop with his daughter. So I let him go, and he attended a spiritual workshop very diligently. His wife didn't attend spiritual workshop, but his son, his daughter, his son-in-law and daughter-in-law, all of them attended spiritual workshop. So his daughter-in-law, she went to Canada as a heavenly Top Gun, and his daughter is in Philippines as a heavenly Top Gun. And as I saw spiritual workshop training singing, she was singing very beautifully in the video that Heavenly Philippines sent us yesterday. This family became truly precious family of Heavenly Parent Children. Let's give them a big round of applause. So even they were told that they can never have a baby, but 26th Witnessing Touring Team offered devotion in one heart. And Dongdaemun member even knew when this couple will share love, husband and wife love, and so I could catch the last part, but eventually they named his son a hero, Young-woo, because he came like a hero to them. And he's very smart. Yoko's son is very smart. I think he attended 40-day workshop since he was an elementary student. An elementary student was sitting in the 40-day workshop, and I was wondering who that person was, and he was son of Yokoi. So he is first in faith, first in studying. So he eventually entered Seoul University, one of the best universities in Korea. So as he attended Seoul University, so he also met son-in-law who also went to Seoul University, and he also gave testimony to us last time. So heaven is creating miracle to people, and at that moment, that one-hour prayer showed the result. That's why True Mother, that one-hour prayer that offered by 26 Witness Touring Team, that allowed Yokoi to have the results. So that's what True Mother is asking us to offer one-hour prayer. If we offer one-hour prayer, more and more people come, heaven will work through us much more stronger. So when we began the vigil, True Mother appointed 8 people to offer vigil devotion in the beginning. But it was really difficult for us to exceed 80 people to offer vigil. We could have just let things pass by. And here in 2018, 8 people started vigil, including me, and suddenly we were able to offer very loud voice prayer, and we actually resolved that we will go beyond 800. We've been offering this 21 days in 2019, and as we enter to New Year's of 2019 at the World Center until 3 a.m. it was 14 degrees minus 14 degrees Celsius. We had vigil where all the brothers and sisters gathered here. Because we offer such vigil, we saw amazing work of heaven in 2020. We saw miracles. That's why we're able to call Vision 2020 Great Victory. Including Prime Minister Hun Sen, current prime ministers and presidents attended our event, and worldwide VIPs, 120 of them, came to our event. And they cut the commemorative cake for 100th anniversary of your father coming to this earth. We make great victory of Vision 2020.
신종종 메시아 때 승리했습니다.
We made great victory in Heavenly Tribal Messiah.
축제를 끝내고
We were able to have Chumbo Family Festival.
가장 중요한 섭리 기관으로 천심원을
And upon the foundation, True Mother established Chunshimon as most important providential organization. And since then, True Mother has been asking us to offer devotion at Chunshimon. You must all move forward with spirit and truth. You must offer prayer as if you're at war. That's what True Mother asked us to do.
드리지 않는 지도자
But there are still a lot of leaders who are not offering devotion and prayer if they're at war. For those, all the church leaders, you must offer prayer as if you're at war.
영계가 전쟁 중
Spiritual world right now is at war,
세상에서 신철
is at battle. Because Shincheol and Shinangnim are moving forward in the spiritual monarch butterfly troops were formed. And all those second and third generation who ascended spiritual early, not being able to bless, they became one and they
가지고 지금
are coming down.
영성
And with that spirit, with that power, 500 brothers and sisters are gathered as a spiritual workshop and offering praise, just like we saw today. So during this golden age, when True Mother is here with us, at this moment, when True Mother cannot even sleep at night, how can she sleep? How can we sleep
예수님의 참
peacefully? If you are failure sons, sons and daughters, we cannot sleep. You know, when Jesus offered final prayer at the Gethsemane, and if we knew his heart,
사탄이 침범해가지고
do you think you can sleep?
달려
Because their disciples slept, Jesus was crucified, and prophets had to be delayed. Prophets had to be delayed for 2,000 years.
십자가의 길을 갔던가
And a lot of Christians walked the path of cross. Jesus said, I'm the path, I'm the truth, I am the life. And they
넘어서야 많이
only believed that only through Jesus on the cross they can receive salvation up to the paradise. They only went to the paradise. It's going beyond such hill of blood. True parents finally manifested on this earth, and they are able to resurrect all the spiritual beings, and all the people in the physical world. We have entered such an era. The humans have been receiving lineage of Adam and Eve, the fallen lineage. We receive all the sins, collective sins, lineage sins, individual sins, original sins. No matter how much you try to stop yourself from committing sins, such heart of wanting to commit sin, that could never disappear. But because true parents manifested, they liberated our original sins.
그래도 죄악의 환경에
But still, there are brothers and sisters who are still falling into fallen world. And as a second gen, as a third gen, as blessed families, they come in falls. They come in sins. Even there are homosexuals within our blessed families. And true parents, as they saw their children committing sin, they had to be the one who had to walk the path of indemnity.
바람 핀고 용서해
So because they took the path of indemnity, they were able to
심지어는
liberate all the sins we created, even if we cheated, even if we were homosexual, even if we did all the bad things. Your parents set condition to liberate all our sins.
그렇지 않습니까?
You know, that's why we're able to have special grace of Holy Wine ceremony. When we had the Holy Wine ceremony, there are members who've been disconnected for so long coming to receive such grace. And after Holy Wine ceremony, there are people who left.
그러나 안 되는 것입니다.
And that shouldn't be the case.
경계를 안다면요.
If you know the spiritual world, you shouldn't act like this. If you truly believe the spiritual world, you should not act in this way.
절대 신앙을 가져야
You must have absolute faith.
어제 6.25를
Yesterday, through Korean War, we learned about student soldiers. We watched the stories of student soldiers.
아주
아주,
죽어서 구천을 떠돌았는데
they were wandering around
갑시다.
after they died, but they were led by angels, and later they realized it was a spiritual workshop, a spiritual training center. They met Hyojinim, Hyungjinim, and they met true father, truest father that they never met before. They received love from him. They received blessing from him.
그 은혜를 고백을 하는
And they testified their grace yesterday. And yesterday,
우리 영계와 대화하는
one of our second gen who speak with spiritual world, true father,
그 학도병의 어머니, 학도병 어머니의
the student soldier's mother,
불러가지고
true father called student soldier's mother, and he asked her to talk about how she felt.
학도병의 어머니들도 대접받는 면.
So even I think the spiritual student soldier's mother's parents are also treated well.
안녕하세요.
And she said, "Hello,
어린 아들을 보낸
I am a mother of student soldier whom I sent my son to the Korean War.
회원과 축복이
Right now, I receive liberation and blessing, and I am working as absolute spirit."
75주년을 맞는 시간에
At this time, when we commemorate 25 years, 25th anniversary of Korean War, and I would like to offer my gratitude to true parents for allowing me to speak here today. True Father asked me to share my story representing all
부족한
the mothers.
무슨 말을 할 수
And
있겠습니까?
what can I say? Such a lacking.
아들이 저에게
I'm lacking a lot. What can I say? But what I can tell you is that at that time, my son told me, "Mom, I have to fight in a war." You know, he was 17 and he was about to
할수 없었습니다.
turn 18 soon, and I couldn't say anything. How can I stop my eldest son
남자가 필요하다는 것을
to fight for the nation? I knew that Korea needed soldiers, so I couldn't stop him. Until now,
실이 듣는
my son was very filial son who listened to his parents. Because he resembled his father, even though he went through a hard time, he never spoke to me.
전쟁에 가서
And
없었습니다. 그런 과정
my husband, I couldn't reach out to him, and I didn't know whether he was dead or not in fighting war.
것을 떼지 않았습니다.
My second born was a lot younger. My last child was still too young, and the last one was a baby.
줄 알았습니다.
I knew this day would come, but I never wanted this day to come
그런 아니었기에
because I wasn't caring mother.
내가 이어받아 반드시 나라를 지키고 돌아와라.
So I told my son, "Go out, protect the nation, sacrifice yourself, just like your father. Don't even think about returning home."
믿는 가정이었기에
You know, my family believed in Buddhism, and I gave him
주고 싶어질 때
our
이걸 보라고 말했습니다.
religious item, and I told him,
전쟁터에 간다는데
whenever you feel like you want to run away, look at this.
왔나? 내가 죽어버리면
And my son might have think, is she truly my mother? Is she truly worrying about me? And how can? And he asked me,
그들의 눈에는
can you really protect
눈물이
all my younger siblings? And upon hearing this, I
잊지 못합니다.
shed tears.
저는 그저 큰 아들을 꼭 안아주며
I just hugged him,
가야지. 누가 우리를 지켜주나
and I told him,
구로 저는 기억이 잘
of course you should go, and who will protect our family?
지세요.
So I just shed tears
마음으로
night after night, and I cried for my son, and
최선을 다해
I tried my best to protect
어찌 가장 사랑하는 아들을 전쟁
my children who are left with me.
마음이 편하겠습니다.
As a mother, I can never be comfortable
주먹밥 남아 있는 아이들 먹이
as I think about my son. I
다 주었습니다.
gave him all the things that we had, all the food I had. It's okay if I
죽도
starve.
밥은 굶지 않았으면 좋겠다.
I wanted,
내 아들
all my heart was that even if my son dies, I wanted him to eat well before he died.
기억하기를 바랬습니다.
I just wanted heaven to remember his sacrifice.
그러니까 기다려라.
And what he said was, I'm gonna go
마지막
and I will return. That was last words. I listened.
먼저 남편을 떠나보내니
And I knew he would never come
만약
deep in my heart because I knew my husband will never come.
이 밑에 태어나지 말고
And I hope
가정에서
that
행복하게 잘 자라나기를 바랬습니다.
my son would never be born under me.
누군가는 아들을 안
But I am truly grateful.
했는데
Other families could not even listen to their son's farewell. But because my son resolved to go, we have time to prepare ourselves.
가야 할 것 같으니 안부인사라도 전해주고자 자신이 먼저 가겠다고 한 것 같습니다.
And I think because he felt like he was lacking in many ways and he realized that he had to fight war, that's why he told me first that he's going to go fight war. My heart was aching, but my heart is nothing compared to Heavenly Parents or parents. I could have even cried as I left my son. Sorry, I shed a lot of tears as I let my son leave, and I cried and cried. But our true mother, as she let her children ascend to spiritual world, she could not even shed a tear. She had to let them go. She had to send her children to missionary field, knowing that they might die. When you go to spiritual world, you can experience your parents' heart. And what's your feeling? You have no choice but to bow down and cry and cry. True mother is the mother of humanity. True mother has shed tears so much and advanced His providence. Words you cannot express anything of True Mother's heart. So, no matter what happens, we will move forward without giving up for True Mother. Please, my brothers and sisters, please protect our True Mother who shed tears for her children, who shed tears for us. All of you are embedded in True Mother's tears, even as lacking as myself.
결국 굶어 죽은 아기를 품고 엉엉 울며
I'm lacking it as a mother because I had to let go of all of my children, ascend to spiritual world before me. And no one was there to comfort my heart. There were only some people who just looking at me with sorrowful heart. And I was wondering who can really release my pain, release my suffering. But as I came here, Heavenly Parent, True Parent, liberated my heart. Then who can liberate True Parents? We should be the one who should liberate True Parents. So let's move forward together with us. True Parents truly love you with all their heart. So let us protect our True Mother with all our heart, with all our body, with all our life. Thank you. This was Student Soldier's mother's letter to us. Let us remember what she said, and we should offer desperate, earnest prayer and devotion so that their heart, the Student Soldier's heart, will come to our heart. Student Soldier's mother's heart will come to our heart. If we offer our prayer with such heart, you will receive amazing Holy Spirit's fire upon you. 아주.
오늘도 천심과 공명할 수.
Let us give another big round of applause to President Gi-sung for giving us very important message so that we can resonate with heaven.